Welcome to day 16 of my Advent calendar, and the vitamin for today is nitric oxide, the most important molecule you need for healthy aging. And what does nitric oxide do in our body? It A, prevents the replication of viruses, and B, it controls our vascularity, our blood flow, and our circulation. So someone that has poor circulation and poor blood flow is more likely to get infections, and someone who is very well vascularized and has vascularized tissues, they are more resistant to infections. So I know you're all asking, how do I improve my nitric oxide production? And here's some things that you can stop doing to disrupt, or you can stop doing these things because they disrupt the nitric oxide production. And number one is using mouthwash. I'm sorry, dentists, but mouthwash actually kills the essential bacteria that helps produce nitric oxide. The other one is using fluoride toothpaste. Number three, using antacids. Number four, high carbohydrate foods and very processed junk foods. And number five is actually antiseptic hand lotions, because we can actually produce nitric oxide in our skin, but the antiseptic hand lotions prevent that. Now, on the flip side, how do we promote nitric oxide production? Number one, eating a healthy, balanced diet that is high in nitrates. And I'm not talking about the nitrates in hot dogs and processed foods. I'm talking about the healthy nitrates, and more about that later. Moderate physical exercise, and it is supposed to be exercise that is not high intensity. 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise every day will it promote nitric oxide production, as will the use of a far infrared sauna. And the last one, which I know I'm doing right now, because there has been certain studies showing that nitric oxide good for long COVID people, but also taking a very safe and effective nitric oxide supplement. And then I've got to get it in, breathing, because when we're nasal breathing, we are actually increasing nitric oxide in our nasal cavity, that when we do these beautiful inhales, we then move that nitric oxide down into the lower part of our lungs. Anyway, those are some do's and don'ts, but let's go over the 10 best foods to boost your nitric oxide. Coming in at number one are beets. Those lovely things. You can beet juice or roast them. They're very, very high in nitric oxide. Number two is garlic. Number three, meats, especially organ meats. Meats, chicken and poultry, fatty fish, organ meats, and the muscle of chicken. Number four, you're going to love this one, dark chocolate, because of those flavonoids in there. And they've actually shown that 30 grams of dark chocolate daily increases your production of nitric oxide. Best thing I've said on this Advent calendar. Leafy greens and things like spinach, arugula, kale, cabbage, really, really high, especially the stems of those plants. Citrus fruits, basically because of the vitamin C. Pomegranates, always good at this time of year, especially around Christmas. Nuts and seeds come in at number 8. Number 9, watermelon. But please, when you buy watermelon that has seeds in it. That's how nature made it. And number 10, here's another one. Cheers, a glass of red wine. Anyway, so those are your 10 best foods for boosting your nitric oxide naturally, but get in your moderate daily exercise. Avoid the mouthwash and the fluoride toothpaste and the antacids. but really it is, like I said, it's the most important molecule that you need for healthy aging, especially if you're over the age of 40.